on radio stations all over Israel. It is making a big entry into the Israeli market because all those doctors are getting results they have never gotten with fish oil. It is far more effective as an anti-inflammatory because it is stable for 2 years, whereas flax oil in 20 minutes becomes rancid in room temperature or in body temperature. Flax oil should not be consumed. Flax also contains 3 times the phytoestrogens as soy does. So if you get the oil with all the phytoestrogens concentrated like that, you are bound to affect your hormonal balance over time. This form of oil, the omega-3 from Salvia scleria, does not contain any of those phytoestrogens. It does not contain any of those petroleum byproducts and dioxin and other toxins from sea animals. Instead, it contains medicinal products, medicinal compounds, because it comes from a medicinal plant. These medicinal plants contain hundreds of proven medicinal compounds. In this plant alone, they have isolated over 100 medicinally effective compounds, antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, antifungals, antiparasitical, antibacterials, and antivirals, and many others. They have found sclereol, an extremely potent antioxidant, in large amount in this form of oil. Sclereol is 1,000 times stronger than vitamin C as an antioxidant. They have found in it a high amount of coenzyme Q10, something you'll never find in fish oil. This coenzyme Q10 is a potent and important intracellular antioxidant. It's a very important free radical scavenger inside the cell, and it helps us manufacture energy in the mitochondria and helps the mitochondria heal in our body. You don't get CoQ10 in any other omega-3 oil in this quantity. This oil contains all 4 isomers of vitamin E. So it has even delta tocopherol, which is extremely rare in nature. Therefore, you get all those antioxidants, all those medicinal components, the sclereol, the CoQ10, and the antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal compounds. No wonder it stays stable in room temperature. Only if you take an oil that is stable, it will incorporate into your own fatty acid in a stable way. You'll be protecting your own fatty tissue from oxidation, from free radical generation. You'll protect your subcutaneous fat from being rancid, which is what makes your skin age prematurely and increases the risk of various skin cancers, especially when there is excessive amount of free radical damage from sun radiation, from excessive ultraviolet exposure. It's the combination that makes your skin get damaged or stay healthy. This oil has been shown clinically to be extremely effective with people who have chronic sinusitis, chronic discharge from their nose, inflammatory-based diseases like lupus, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, other autoimmune diseases, skin problems like psoriasis. Anything that is involving inflammation, this has been shown far more effective in clinical practice than other products. It has been extremely effective with attention deficit disorder and learning dysfunctions and developmental disorders as well in Israel, and that is why 4 hospitals in Israel are currently engaging in full-scale clinical studies to prove what they have already seen in pilots and in case studies. Amazing results, and they're trying to show now how effective it is with arrhythmias, with ADD, ADHD, and with other chronic common conditions that we see in Western society. These hospitals are now proving what we already know from clinical practice. Speaking of cardiac arrhythmias. As we know, most people who have been put on anticoagulants or aspirin, Coumadin, and other anticoagulant drugs are forbidden from taking omega-3 fatty acids from fish, because fish oil is known to increase this anticoagulation effect and causing the blood to be too thin, increasing the risk for stroke, hemorrhagic stroke. That's why people who need the omega-3 fatty acids more than anyone are the ones who are not allowed to take it. Well, this omega-3 oil from the Salvia scleria does not have any contraindications of that nature. Even people who are on aspirin or anticoagulants, not that I recommend those drugs necessarily, but some people are on those drugs for good reasons. And if they are, now they can get an omega-3 oil that does not change coagulation in our blood, and therefore it is safe. And it has been shown to be safe for all age groups, even for children, for babies, for feeding mother, breastfeeding, and for pregnant women, because it accelerates the transmission of stable ALA into the embryo or into the baby, which nature would have done anyway. But because we don't eat enough of these ALA foods anymore, and because we eat too much of the omega-6 fatty acids, we are an imbalanced society. And by taking this omega-3 oil, we are bringing ourselves a little closer to the balance we would have had in nature. This is important for hormonal balance as well. But the anti-inflammatory benefit is what interests most people, because people who suffer from pain, even from infections, people who have not enough energy, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, brain fog, these people especially need an anti-inflammatory substance that is safe, non-toxic, and comes with all those additional medicinal components. These people benefit most from taking this product. People sometimes say, what about little babies? Babies need DHA in larger amounts because the brain is developing. In those cases, I would say that it's probably appropriate to take for a short amount of time DHA from algae in addition to ALA. Because remember, DHA does not contain ALA. And fish oil does not contain ALA. It's missing. So for a short time, in the first year or two, the mother can take a little bit of algae DHA when she's breastfeeding, so that her body is sufficient and she can transmit more of the ALA to the baby for production. A small baby can also get a little bit of DHA from algae directly. But once they reach age 3 or 4, they probably will be fine just on the ALA, as long as their diet is not excessive on animal fats, animal proteins, and refined foods. Then they will do sufficient conversion, and they will get the brain development as they need it. Adults have the best results with significant improvement in brain clarity. People who try to lose weight, people who try to improve their lipid balance. This oil has been shown already, and I've seen a lot of the lab reports of people who have used it just for 2 months. Amazing reduction in LDL cholesterol. That's the one that, when oxidized, can cause additional plaquing. It's not the main source of plaquing, it's not the main cause for plaquing, but once you have inflammation, the inflammation can lead to degeneration of the walls of your blood vessels. And then the body tries to repair the damage by putting cholesterol on your arterial walls. LDL, when oxidized, becomes a problem. That's why we all want to lower our LDL cholesterol. Not too far, but we want to lower it to be healthier. Most people who have cardiovascular problems have LDL that's too high and HDL that's too low. With this type of Salvia scleria oil, omega-3, we have seen the best changes in reduction of LDL cholesterol, an increase of HDL cholesterol, and normalization of lipids, stronger than anything else I've seen so far. Improvement in blood pressure and other cardiovascular risk factors. So everybody should balance themselves with some omega-3 and improve their diet anyway. But this omega-3 is perfect for those who are looking for that edge, how to turn their body around to reduce the inflammation of cardiovascular disease and to reduce the LDL cholesterol, so everything improves cardiovascularly, in addition to the issues of blood pressure and cardiac arrhythmias, which have responded really well in clinical practice so far. There's a lot more that can be said about this in relationship to other forms of oils, like chia seeds, like flax seeds, like fish oil, and others. All the studies and all the scientific reviews that I have read, and they are going to be made available online to anybody who's looking for them. All those studies indicate that the common chia seeds and the common flax seeds have more problems by comparison and insufficient benefits by comparison to Salvia scleria seed oil. And let the studies speak for themselves. I hope that you had a good time talking about this new and exciting omega-3 oil, and I look forward to any questions or comments. And the actual name of the company that manufactures this omega-3 oil is called Marvelous, M-A-R-V-A-L-O-U-S. Their website is marvelous.com. They're in the process of tweaking their site for America as a market, and I look forward to communicating with each and every one of you if you have questions about this oil or have any concerns, or if you cannot get access to the scientific articles, we will make them available to you. Good luck and stay healthy.